Casey said he didn't get the invite. I got a hypothesis. I got a hypothesis. I've been watching too much of my daughter's cartoons. There he is. What's up, dude?
What's up?
You are definitely not in the shock room tonight.
Hold on. We have company. Hello?
Hello.
You got me now?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm in Zen's room because we have company.
Okay.
In the others, in the spare room.
Who's company?
Mother-in-law.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Mm.
What was that? Okay, we're live. Nobody's connected yet. Oh, John's in there. Hey, John. Elam.
It's nice because Zen has like an actual gaming chair. It's all comfortable.
Yeah. Elam, Jose is acting like my ex-wife and has a migraine tonight. Case, you got to stop whatever it is you're doing. You're banging stuff and it's like echoing all over the place. Try it. Like move around again. Whatever you hit. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. You had hit something and it was like super echoey. Jose and Carlos are not out on a date. Like I said, Jose's pulling the ex-wife, and
we couldn't get Carlos in to fill in.
We got Casey's crotch in the video feed. I'm not sure.
How much do we have to pay for that?
Is that what we call? We name him Carlos.
Whoa! What's he plugging into his crotch? We can't get in there. Zoom in.
Is that a Thunderbolt connection?
I've heard about these channels. This is when I tell you what to do, right? This is where I tell you where to plug that shit. Yeah.
Call me daddy.
I'm not calling you daddy. You call me daddy. I'm the one paying the money.
Yeah.
Actually, I could use some money. Casey, why don't you tell me what to do? I could use some extra dough. Why am I paying for stuff?
Go check out Matt's All Fans. Yeah.
Wherever
The White Lightning does it.com.
Wherever you would find all your favorite All Fans pages.
On All Fans. That's where you find it.
Oh. Is that an app?
What's the opposite of OnlyFans?
More like lonely fans, right?
Some fans. We'll start a new app called Some Fans. We don't have all the fans or only fans. It's just some
A
fans.
couple fans.
Yeah, couple.
Some fans.
Some fans.
All right. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it is 6:30 on Tuesday night. We are live on YouTube, as we are every Tuesday night on YouTube. We are live, and when I say we, I mean Matt and Casey and I, because Jose is pulling the ex-wife and has a migraine and can't make it. So we've all been there. We know what that's like. So hopefully he's feeling better later. That's why we've tentatively titled the name of this show in the live feed as the No Jose Show. But everybody was questioning why we didn't get Carlos to fill in for Jose tonight, and that's my bad. I just didn't have enough time to get a hold of Carlos and make sure that he was available.
Yeah, Jose, next time, your coochie hurts or whatever, you can't make the show, can you please just give us a little more advance notice, and we'll reach out to Carlos, See if Carlos can step in.
Yeah.
You know, Carlos doesn't have like the same, like he's not the Encyclopedia Britannica of off-road like Jose is, but he still has his expert experience and the things that he's very knowledgeable in other things.
Yeah, but Carlos also has a lot of shit going on, and we got to be cautious of his, cognizant of his time and the amount of effort it takes for him to get on the show. And not everybody can just jump on like some people. But it is June 28th, 2022. We don't have an interview tonight. We are going to run through a couple things and talk about an upcoming event this weekend. Quickly, I saw an article. These are the best overland vehicles according to the new U.S. News. I think you guys are going to be shocked here. Okay, number 10, Chevy Colorado ZR2.
This is the best vehicles.
These
are
the
Can you be
best,
a little more specific?
It says these are the best overland vehicles according to the U.S. News. Overland travel has gained popularity.
Oh, overland vehicles.
Yeah, overland vehicles. So what is an
You
overland vehicle?
got to be more Pacific.
More Pacific. What is an overland vehicle? It provides the driver with all the essentials, for instance, a place to sleep or a place they can prepare food. Here are the 10 best overland vehicles according to the U.S. News, right? Number 10, Chevy Colorado ZR2. Number 9, Ford Transit.
Disagree. I'll disagree, Alex.
What a stupid ass list already.
It gets better. It gets better.
Oh, shit.
Number 8, Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Number 7, Land Rover Defender 110 SE. Number 6, Mercedes-Benz Sprinter.
Disagree, Alex.
What the?
Number 5, the Ram Power Wagon. Number 4, the Toyota Tacoma. Number 3, the Toyota 4Runner. Number 2, the Earth Cruiser EXP Dual Cab. And
The hell is that?
And number 1,
Nissan Frontier.
Earth Roamer LTI. The Earth Cruiser and the Earth Roamer are those full-on military vehicles that are like with giant campers. They're like RV, like off-road RVs.
Right, you have to have Elon Musk money to buy those.
Exactly. That's my point. Like, yeah, if you're a 100,000-aire, like if you have
100,000-aire?
Yes, if you're a rich person and you can spend that kind of money, okay, fine, but
these are best by what metric? Like, because
That's-
those moving whatever things. I mean, God, I'm so tired of seeing those out on the trail.
yes,
And having to work my way around them. What?
this is clearly written by somebody that saw the word overland, noted.
Knew it would get some clicks.
Knew it would get
You
some
clicked
clicks,
on it. Now
and-
we're talking about it.
Yes.
We're talking
And they have
about
no
it.
idea what they're talking
No,
about.
no, because I honestly,
I
here's
blame Jose for not coming in tonight.
fucking Jose. The Earth Roamer is starting at $590,000.
Dude, the Ford Transit is like 4 inches off the ground.
That's the dumbest shit. That is the
Look.
dumbest.
That's the Earth Roamer. It's like an F350 with the cab over.
It's way bigger than that.
Yeah. The dumb sauce. Dumb.
Yeah, that's John G. If you're that rich, what are you doing camping and
Yes.
four wheeling or anything? Don't you should be jet setting or
They didn't even
flying
like,
off
go
to Spain.
over the most common overland vehicles.
Yeah. I think
They're not the best.
Yeah, and I think you take 1 and 2 off that list altogether. So that leaves the 4Runner, the Tacoma as 1 and 2. The Ram Power Wagon, okay, it's a
They're
full
like the
size.
same thing.
It's a full.
Tacoma for but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
SUV truck.
I think
Yeah,
like
I
those
mean-
the Sprinter van, the Earth Roamer, the Earth Cruiser. That's a whole nother thing. That's not.
that you don't
That's not overland,
overland.
yes.
Yeah, that's overlanding is like for the common person, or like when I think about the common overlander, it's somebody who just kind of finds out like, oh well, I have this Tacoma or this 4Runner or whatever, and wow, it's pretty capable. I can actually go 4-wheeling and camping at the same time. Oh, that's neat. And then they get into overlanding. This represents overlanding like it's a
rich
like
person.
like anybody rich would have any interest in it at all.
Mm-hmm.
You would overland like in your own yard because you already own thousands of acres of shit in Montana or whatever.
You need an earth roamer to get to the other side of it. Yeah,
exactly. You're talking about driving from one side of your ranch to the other. Stupid.
Well, the transit
in your $500,000 bullshit.
Yeah,
camper or whatever that is.
The transit van, like starting at 46,000, is similar to the Sprinter. That's your.
It's way smaller.
Well, there's several versions of the transit. There's the transit van, and then there's the transit. What do they call the other one? My point
Transit.
being, there's a transit passenger van, but then they have another one. They have a small little transit.
I worked on some of those Sprinters, dude. Like, if it's anything more than like a perfectly graded road, you're not doing it.
Yeah, I think.
And if it's off camber a tiny bit, you're laying on its side.
The transit, the Sprinter, those big vehicles, that is something other than overlanding. That's van camping.
Van life.
Yeah,
van
van
life.
camping, van life, whatever.
So this is, I think we talked about this before, but in the chat room, Betty White 17, whatever. My eyes are bad. Talking about 3-month excursions as far as is that what actual overlanding is? Like that exo overland, like is that?
But even,
you can't overland over a weekend. That doesn't count as overlanding.
I think,
is that just camping?
Yes, I think in the spirit of overlanding, it's multi-day travel, significant
Who
miles.
overlands? YouTube people?
Yes.
Like there's 5 fucking overlanders in real life, and everybody else is just wannabe overlanders for the weekend.
I think everybody just adopted the overland name because they like to go wheeling and then camp somewhere and then wheel some more and then go home and go to work on Monday. And so they've adopted that overland name. Like, I feel like I've adopted it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Begrudgingly, I guess I have. Like, I don't. Whatever. If I go, whatever. This is what I like, and then you tell me what it is. I like to go to Johnson Valley, set up my tent, go 4-wheeling for a day or two, preferably stay in the same camping spot, or like me and Casey did this past weekend. We're up in Big Bear. We set up camp, and there was a ton of trails we could have went and explored for a number of days, and then pack up my shit and then go back home. What's that called? I agree. It's not overlanding because I didn't haul all of my shit to survive for 4 days all over hell and gone, but I don't want to. So,
yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about the article, because reading the article, it is, I think it's disconnected with what most of us are doing in real life, and there's no world in which a $550,000 vehicle is the best anything because there's only 4 people that can afford it, and they're using it for something else. It's just and
there's no such thing as the best overland vehicle.
I don't think so.
There's no perfect setup.
Isn't that what people are doing nowadays? Anyhow, they're like, I'm going to use my YouTube channel to buy a TRX somehow and then try and jump it as far as I can and wreck the shit out of it. Like, how dumb is... People want that, I guess. The same type of thing. Like, I'm going to spend $500,000 on whatever this overlanding vehicle is and then try and jump that shit too. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just weird.
I was having a text conversation with one of our Patreons this weekend, and he was looking at getting a Dodge Ram quad cab long bed dual fuel vehicle. So gas and compressed natural gas, CNG, flip on the fly. CNG is super cheap. He was telling me like it cost him $12 to go from here to Anza Borrego. So he was telling me that he's had, I don't know shit about CNG vehicles. I had, back in the day, one of the work trucks was CNG, and like as long as it had gas in it, I drove it. But I don't know shit about it. And I told him my only concern would be Dodge 1500 or 2500 quad cab long bed. It's a freaking boat. It's like 112 feet long. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me, I would be concerned about limiting my trail accessibility with something that a vehicle that big. Mark's in the chat room, and his truck's already big. This is even longer than that. I mean, so you know what I mean? It would be get it, but get the short bed, regular bed, not the long bed. Exactly. So Mark and I are on the same page. Like, I feel like that long bed would be limiting. So then the conversation went down to, what do you plan on using it for? If you're just taking the family to a camp spot in Anza Borrego, fine. If you're doing the Mojave Trail, fine. If you want to go wheeling in Big Bear with us, I don't know. If you want to do Cougar Buttes and some of the tight spots that we've done in there, I don't know. You know, it's a matter of what you plan on doing with the vehicle and what you're expecting to get out of it. So I think overland, I guess that was my roundabout way of saying the best overland vehicle. It all depends on your definition of overland and how you intend on using the vehicle.
Yeah, that reminds me of, I mean, we don't have to segue right now, but Casey and I were talking about one specific guy that we were wheeling with this weekend and some situations we got in.
Well,
and this guy was like, I'm not here to, you know, whatever. And it's like, you're not? Like, what are you doing? Don't you know what you're whatever. Yeah. Like, there's an inherent
so let's talk
risk
about that.
of damage to your vehicle, right?
Let's talk about that. What did you guys do this weekend?
We four-wheeled.
I know. Yeah.
Tell me,
we were in the dirt.
Tell me about that.
And we camped at the 4-Wheel Parts Great American Camp Out or something like that up in Holcomb Valley Ranch.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good size event.
It was, and I think they had only anticipated like 100 participants or something like that initially, but word of mouth, because again, I don't remember seeing, I didn't see anything about this event at all on social media.
They made like one post and then just see how it goes.
And then like actual flyers at actual stores, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they had only anticipated 100 people, but they ended up getting 300.
Wow.
Over 300.
Yeah. And so they had rented out Holcomb Valley Ranch, which was great. I mean, I'd driven by it a half a dozen times, and I'd never actually been in there.
Yeah.
But it's a really bitchin' place. Like, I don't know, hundreds of like little camping spots throughout the area. Each area, or like each clustered camp area, would have a restroom, it seemed like, or some kind of facility to use.
Yeah, they have restrooms, they have showers.
Yeah.
They have like all the amenities.
So like I said, I was telling people at work yesterday, you know, oh, what'd you do? Oh man, I went camping. It was like the 4-Wheel Parts event. It was really cool. I didn't know about it until, you know, Casey and Corey had apparently been invited to like guide a tour or whatever, you know, 4-wheel parts for like 20 vehicles, you know, whatever. And that's, Matt, do you want to do that? Sure. And I just kind of jumped in on that, but I don't know. Actually, Casey, why don't you describe like how you got connected with or how it happened?
Well, I had originally seen someone reposted a flyer, the guy that does the RV rentals up here. And so I screenshotted that and sent it to you guys a while back. Just as a thought, you know, and maybe like 3-4 days before the event, Don Alexander came into the shop and was like, hey, do you guys want to lead a run? Yeah, absolutely. You know, so we did Vomit Canyon. That's one we picked. But just because we knew it had at least one like kind of challenging spot, the rest of them were more mild, you know. But we went and pre-ran it Friday before, ran it in like an hour, just me and Corey. We were like, okay, double that. It'll probably be like 2 hours. No big deal. And then stopped by the event and checked it out. They have maybe a handful of vendors, like all the big name brands you'd expect to see, like at 4-Wheel Parts, you know. Bunch super Jeep heavy. Like,
yeah,
there was 27 Jeeps for every one Tacoma. Like it was, and I only saw a handful of Tacomas. Surprisingly, like one Bronco.
Oh, really?
The guy worked for Four Wheel Parts too.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I was like, I'm surprised, you know? And then Corey was like, yeah, it's because they're all down the hill on fire.
So
with broken tie rod ends.
Yeah, broken. Exactly.
I just want to
But,
say it was great wheeling with Casey and Corey, two true mountain men. Like I felt like, oh man, I felt my testosterone levels rise just being associated with those guys, because it's like, oh, look at these mountain guys. Let's talk about beards and stuff, you know. Which did we? I don't know.
I don't think we talked about.
We didn't talk about beards.
No, just about everything else under the sun. But
yeah, but we did go to that one. It's like a rock climb, you know. Remember, we had done it in Renegade at one point back in the day.
But it's gnarlier now, huh?
Yeah, it seems a bit more challenging. But
and we took the hard line, so.
Yeah, the great thing, the frontiers just went right up. You just point and shoot, you know. But you know what? Going into that, and I saw it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to screw around with this. I'm just 4 low, locker on. I'm just going to climb up this thing, because the last thing I want to be seen as like this was a challenge. I just want to go right up it, and so like whatever it takes.
For all those dudes to be like, that guy should have bought a Jeep.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So
it was Corey in the Colorado, me and Matt in our Frontiers, one Tacoma, everything else was like a JL or a Gladiator.
Yeah.
Really?
And 2 TJs. And we're like lining up, and Don's like, oh, you know, go have a driver's meeting, or at least talk to everybody and tell them, you know, all these different things. And it's like the same shit that we would say to anybody on one of our runs. The watch out for the guy behind you, turn on your lights, stay tight but not too tight, like same old shit. Everyone's like, yeah, dude, I got it. Okay, you know, I'm just trying to do my job as the trail leader or whatever.
Everything.
But it was the night before was when I realized, oh shit, the Big Bear Run is this weekend also.
Yeah, that was
There's going to be about 1,000 dual sports running around on the trails at the same time.
So that was the only frustrating thing about the whole 2 days was initially I was like one of the first 5 vehicles in the pack to go up over that obstacle, and then we drove like at least a quarter mile past because we had 20 vehicles or whatever. And as you might remember, there was that when we did it in the Renegade, we had cross traffic that we had to squeeze by, and it was pretty sketchy.
It was I remember it being a pretty tight switchback.
Yeah.
And like we were on the outside of the trail, like hanging wheels off the edge to make it through.
So we were further back, closer to the rock climb.
Okay.
When initially it was like 3 or 4 of the motorcycles, the dual sports wheeling up. And, you know, it's not like when Corey had parked, he left a ton of room expecting anybody to come through. You know, it's a tight trail.
Yeah.
But they still managed to get by him. But either way, it's like this was not an organized stacking of vehicles where we all like anticipated this traffic. So they come wheeling through, and like the first guy's like on a adventure sport, like on a BMW 1250, like a big heavy bike, and he was a big dude. He gets past like the 2 vehicles, and he's just struggling. Like there's no way. This is the first. I'm the 5th vehicle. There's no way he's getting by me. It's like he just kind of quit and then pulled his bike off to the side, and then they just started coming. It was like in clusters. And it was like
they couldn't get by, so they just laid their bikes down in the road. Like, sorry, can't get by.
That was once Corey got back and moved the lead vehicle and kind of cleared up that front batch. But at that point, in that first cluster of like the first 6 to 8 vehicles in our group, and the 10 bikes that were all jammed up in the spaces in between, it was just a shit show. And there were a lot of the guys on bikes were just kind of like, well, I mean, let's just try and get through this. But there were 2 of them that were just fucking cocksuckers. Pardon my French, but these guys suck cock.
I'm pretty sure that was English. That was 100% English.
Was that English?
Okay,
but you
I'm pretty
understand what I
sure
said.
some
Like,
of them
they took with their mouths. They did certain things. They had that.
A good portion of them seemed like
you
they were
say
quite
that
inexperienced
like it's a bad
at
thing.
driving
Like, I
enduros
mean,
as well.
they had a really shitty attitude, and they were like throwing tantrums. And I you know
Yeah.
what, I can't. As I get older, it's like when I used to be like potentially a tantrum person, but when I see that now, it's like, dude, you look like a moron.
Mhm.
You look like
Yeah.
everybody else is here. Like nobody did this to you, sir.
Yeah.
Like nobody was out to get you. It's a situation that we're all in. I don't want to sit here. I certainly don't want to listen, watch you stomp around,
throwing
a fit.
whatever. And whatever. So, it started to get a little contentious. And, so it was like a 15 or 20 minute ordeal until things were
At least.
At least. That was just from my perspective. And then I was.
Because you
able to-
guys were dealing with it before I even made it up the
Yes,
obstacle.
Exactly. I had radioed, like, how many more people do we have to go? We're having there's a situation down at the front.
Yeah.
And so either way, it was at least a 40-minute thing before we got everybody up and through and all the bikes got cleared or whatever. And then at that point, the rest of the way that was 3 and 08,
Yeah.
Casey.
So
You know-
when we were stopped right there on that slope coming down after the obstacle, and I'm on the radio like, we have to move. We got to move. It's just, bound up down here. So I got out and ran up ahead to see if they were like trying to get people to move. And I noticed this one bike trying to get past this Gladiator. It was a white Gladiator on 37s, bed rack, all the accoutrement of overlanding and stuff.
That's real French right there. I think.
And,
Accoutrement.
And I noticed the dude's peg was like hung up on his front tire. Like he's trying to get by the driver's side and the peg's hung up on his tire.
Wait, the bike's peg is hung up on the truck tire?
Yeah. Like he's trying to go by, but the peg is hitting the tire,
Okay.
So I'm like, hey man, just turn your tire to the right a little bit to free up his peg, and then he can get the hell out of here. So he did that. And then every time the guy tried to go, because he's like up against a bank, you know what I mean? He would just slide back into him. And then he said, the guy on the bike's like, hey, could you pull forward a few feet so that I could get by? And I said, yeah, man, just scoot forward a little bit. And then this guy's out of here. We'll clear all this shit out of here. And it's a pretty tight trail. And he looks at both of us. He goes, I'm not scratching my truck, bro.
And look,
I was like,
so just let's just keep everything.
if you
clogged
dump
up
in
then,
this
I
dirt
guess.
bike, this dirt bike is going to scratch your fucking
Yeah,
truck.
exactly.
Yeah, let's.
You know we're
they're
off
not gonna
roading right now, right?
Yeah, they're not going to stop. Some other idiot back there is just going to like try and bypass this. Like you have to move. You might sustain some damage. It is what it is. Like somebody else is going to come through and just rail their handlebars across your doors
That
or
would
whatever.
be my
and then
biggest thing.
and then they're gone, and you will never see that. Like So I kind of got them. Once
It's like
you
a shopping cart hitting you in the parking lot.
yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's going to happen or it's not. You need to free up the situation, and that's when Casey was telling me that. Was telling me that afterward. I was like, dude, you can't just have a pristine off-road vehicle. If it's truly an off-road vehicle and you're taking it out, you're going to get some damage. It just otherwise, what are you doing out here?
I got a gigantic scratch down the side of my truck just from pre-running, trying to get out of the way of some Tahoe towing a gigantic trailer.
What?
Oh yeah,
What?
put myself into a good old branch.
So
I thought it was
anyhow,
going to snap off. It was this dead branch hanging out. I thought it was going to snap. It did not.
They did
it's a
not.
zombie
did not.
branch. The dead zombie branches.
It looks
But-
like I have a angry ex-girlfriend or something.
Mm.
I'm sure that you do.
Yeah.
Um,
But now it looks like
So yeah, we just quick finish up. We finished the trail. We had lunch out like on top of the mountains. Like we're super bitchin' view. It was pretty great. Everybody had lunch, finished the trail, got back to Holcomb Valley to the ranch area, and then they had they gave away a bunch of prizes. And remember that one dude showed up like 5 minutes after it ended. This guy shows up. He's probably listening. I think his name was Josh.
yeah, he started
There's
following
Josh
me.
and AJ or
I wonder
EJ?
if he's on right now. So the raffle had been over for like 10 minutes, I would
Yeah.
say. And me and Matt we were parked right by where they were
But
doing
this
the raffle.
is the guy that was
We're
on
just sitting
our
there-
run. He was
yeah,
on
he was
our
on a
run,
run.
and I handed out stickers to everybody. Everybody that was on our run, I gave a bunch of stickers.
Yeah.
And he comes up. Oh man, I'm here for the raffle, and he's got like
Yeah.
4 beers in his hand, like he was. Like, I'm ready for the raffle. If
Yeah.
it takes,
No, he goes, do you
2
guys know what time
hours?
the raffle is?
yeah,
Yeah, it just ended,
it
dude.
just happened, man. No, so we
He's
talked
like,
to that guy and his buddy.
Did I
for
win
like an
anything? We
hour.
were like, yeah, you probably did.
Yeah, they gave away refrigerators and everything, man.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, there it is,
They
right
had-
there. That guy won it.
They had cornhole set up and
Yeah,
horseshoes and spike ball. They had
Like a little coloring station, for
Yeah.
like a coloring competition. It was really, it was kid friendly. The boys were well occupied most of the day. There wasn't anything. They were throwing horseshoes they were actually playing horseshoes. They weren't just throwing horseshoes at people, which was
Yeah.
great. Whenever
Just
that
randomly throwing them in the
winging
direction.
horseshoes
Here,
at
catch.
people. Yeah. And then later
They
on
made-
that night, they provided dinner. It was just burgers and dogs, right? I had a burger.
burgers, dogs, bags of chips, and
They had a
then
cooler
had
full of
waters.
Coors Light. Was Coors Light? Or
That
was it
and then,
water?
You sent
it
that
was
text
water.
message.
All the Coors
They
Light.
had
you could drink.
Yeah, Matt
Bef-
sent the group
before
a,
dinner. So go ahead.
Matt sent the group a text message. It was a picture of an ice chest with a bunch of water bottles in it. And he's like, "This event has all the Coors Light you can drink."
Look, Jose, you're missing out.
And before dinner, they had ARB was handing out ice cream out of one of their fridges.
Oh yeah, there was ice cream
Um,
social.
And
So
then they did dinner.
there
And
were
the
vendors
raffle.
there. There was Smitty Bill, ARB, the best top.
Best top was
Best
there.
top. But like a
Couple
dozen
others.
vendors
Yeah.
that I tried to schmooze and gave business cards to, like, hey, log on and let's do an
Yeah.
interview. Apparently they didn't try and look into that this week, but either way, maybe something will come out of it.
Well, they can't just log on and sign up for an interview. You have to send them a special link to do that.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that stuff. I just gave my business card and said, just go here. And it's pretty maybe we should change those business cards.
Matt's like, I
so
couldn't
make
find
them-
it, but you probably could.
hey, look, I'm an idiot. Do you want to talk to me? Somehow
Hey,
investigate
at least
this.
they have
Oh,
our
hold on.
card
Can
in
you,
their hand.
if we had just an open link on our website for people to sign up for interviews, can you imagine what a shit show it would be every week? Because I'm looking at people in this chat room right
I guess
now.
what I should have asked is send me an email
and I will-
okay,
and
all
I'll-
right, well, whatever. My email's on there and my phone number. If
and
they're
I'll
really
provide
into
you
it,
a link.
I'm assuming I overwhelmed them with charisma, and they're gonna be like, I gotta talk to that guy. I miss that guy, and I can't wait to talk to him and his friends.
I doubt that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I am going to, now that I'm thinking about this, I'm going to, at some point in the near future, I'm going to throw up, Rob, I'm going to throw up a link on the website to sign up for an interview slot, and then I'll post it on social media, and there'll only be like 4 slots, and whoever gets to it first.
Yeah, 4 slots.
Yeah,
There's a podcast. I can't remember the guy's name, but he just takes random phone people calling in. Hey man, tell me your story. And sometimes it's super entertaining. Like, oh, that guy was really great. He had a great story. And then sometimes it's miserable.
yeah.
Fucking this goddamn podcast. And I feel like challenging. Why is my life is horrible? I shouldn't have listened to this guy.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'll pick a week. I'll pick a week where we don't have someone scheduled, and I'll just put half-hour slots for the night. So one Tuesday night will be there'll be four half-hour interviews of people
15 minutes slots, dude. Let's come on.
whoever
be
signs
realistic
up,
here.
whoever signs up would be.
You don't want to talk to me. You don't want to interview me for more than 15 minutes, let alone anybody else.
Oh shit! That would be funny.
That would be good. We should do that.
We'll do it once a month. We'll just throw up a link and all right, who wants to sign up for this week's chats?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to do that.
And then to finish the night, they had the blow up screens. So we had watched the original Top Gun on one end of the
On the big screen.
in the courtyard, and then for the kids, they had Cars 3? I think it was Cars 3.
Yeah, Cars
They
3.
had popcorn. You just keep going. You keep going back
Popcorn
for
machine.
popcorn.
They kept
S'mores.
bringing out s'more, like little individual packed like Ziploc baggies with it.
Yeah,
and you need to make a s'more
prepared
in it.
s'mores
Oh,
stuff.
very cool.
Had a fire pit going. That popcorn was delicious. I'll tell
It
you that
was.
much.
I
was
love
good
popcorn.
Yeah, me too.
But just the fact that it turned out as big as it did, and they did like nothing to promote it.
I think there was a lot of intercompany, like,
yeah, but I mean,
you know.
Four Wheel Parts themselves, they didn't push it like you would, like you would think they would to try to get as many people there. It was kind of a test run for them.
so again, considering there were 300 people there, it still seemed like there was plenty of camping available.
Oh hell,
you know,
we
what I'm
barely
saying?
scratched the surface. We drove out to where we camped.
Yeah,
It goes way back that way. Plus, there's a whole other side. Like we just went down one road. There's all on the other side, like behind that big screen. And all, like there's tons of camping,
hmm
which makes me super excited for that pure 4x4 event that happens there
Mm-hmm.
in a few months. That is going to be huge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought everything really went really well. You know, once we turned off of 308, what did you think about that section of the trail, Matt? Once we turned off, we made that kind of button hook right.
yeah,
because I know
like high altitude, higher altitudes, right?
yeah, because when we pre-ran it, that was the first time I had been on that trail. I never had taken that little offshoot, and I thought it was a pretty fun little section of trail before you get back to 3 and 16.
Yeah, there was some steep climbs where,
Mhm.
you know, if you're going to do in 2-wheel drive, you'd have to have momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all right. You got to have four. It wasn't like it was super rocky or difficult terrain. It was just this is a pretty difficult vertical climb. So it was nice having to use 4-wheel drive for at least a portion other than that rock climb.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really cool, very scenic. That's the thing about Holcomb Valley and that end of Big Bear. It just seems like there's endless trails.
Yeah.
Or a lot of stuff to look and go wheel. And I don't know. It just seems like Holcomb Valley's it's not a secret anymore, or maybe it never has been. But like the first time I went there, I'm like, I didn't realize there's this whole fucking area over here. You know.
Yeah.
There's definitely been a continuous boom in off-roading since, I don't know,
2020, the pandemic,
even Bob.
and
I think maybe even 2018 it started picking up.
yeah. And I feel like we've been to Holcomb Valley and done stuff over there, but I still don't feel like I've explored half of it. You know what I mean? There's so much more that we haven't seen. You know?
Yeah. No, and I think Casey, you were bragging like you met the Holcomb Valley guy, and
there's two of them.
There's two of them, you know. So
Yeah.
hopefully, maybe you can
The two Utes.
2 Utes. Maybe you can get us an inside track for a trail chaser adventure out of Holcomb Valley. Would
Yeah.
be
I think,
super rad.
I think that's
Casey and I talked
that's
about it.
definitely.
I think that's going to be the next expedition of Holcomb Valley. We'll hit the guy up and camp there.
And again, what is it? You know what? Let's explore that in detail. 1, it's a camping area that's really, really bitchin' with amenities like bathrooms and showers and, there's even like electricity nearby, whatever, like real amenities. There's Big Bear, the town, and Fawnscan is like 15 minutes away, 20.
Yeah.
7 minutes away if you have a Frontier with Icon suspension. And then, a ton of trails to explore, like at least 2 days full on trails, all the different Gold Mountain, White Mountain, John Bull, all that stuff to go and explore. And it's right there. It's like an hour and a half from here, from home. So yeah, that seems like a no-brainer to me. The only thing that would make it better.
And it wasn't 110 degrees.
Yes.
No. But again, the only thing that would make it better is if there was a Walmart in Fawnscan. If there was a Walmart in Fawnscan, let's just go there monthly. Like, let's just lock that place down. How much to buy that Holcomb Valley Ranch. We should just all pitch in.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about that. The Holcomb Valley Big Bear event this weekend, and was last weekend. And Casey, the Bear Valley Overland team, is doing an event this Saturday, right?
Yes.
So tell me about that. What's the plan for this Saturday?
So the plan for this Saturday is to meet up at our shop, Bear Valley Overland in Big Bear Lake. And then we will convoy 9:30. I said that. I thought I did.
No, you did not.
No, you did not.
Okay. It's at 9:30.
You may have said it in your head, but it didn't come out of your mouth.
It sounded good in my head too.
It didn't sound good when it came out of your mouth.
So then we know where where we're gonna pick up White Mountain. Really, there's only one place to pick up White Mountain from the start. We haven't decided yet where we're going to go up like 3 and 14, or if we're going to start at like Paulie Canyon or Van Dusen or something like that.
Okay.
To get into Holcomb Valley, but it's usually, like Matt said, it's a 10-minute dirt road drive or whatever to the trailhead. And then that section that we normally do, if you've ever come and done it with us, part of the LGE run.
Yeah. It's
where
funny
we normally,
it's funny how we call it the LGE run, because that was like the first time we put those series of trails together, and it was such a fun trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I had no idea this was here.
Yeah.
But where we normally end at White Mountain and make a left on the 3 and 16, that's where we're going to start.
Okay.
So we'll be going backwards through those difficult sections that we normally do.
Okay.
But there'll be plenty more difficult sections once we get to the other side. But the plan is to take it all the way down into Hesperia. And then from there,
that's when the real challenge begins.
Yeah.
You got to make your way through
the flaming piles of trash,
the molten lava,
yeah.
the streets of molten lava with crackheads. Obviously, they're known for that stuff. And trying to find your way home. Good luck.
Oh yeah, you're on your own once we get down there. It's every man for himself.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be a good run. I'm thinking it's going to take us.
Hold on. What happens when we get down to Hesperia?
Sayonara, suckers. They're going to turn around.
Well,
I'm going to make a run for home.
I mean, it's 4th of July weekend. I don't know if people planning on. There's nothing planned afterwards except for take 3 and 14 back up to Big Bear.
Yeah,
I thought you said you were camping.
Oh, I will be. But I mean, it's not like a big group camp thing.
Oh, okay. I thought part of this was camping. So we're starting in Big Bear and taking that all the way down into Hesperia.
Basically, like where we're gonna cut onto 3 and 14. Like we went right past when we were doing Jose's test run for Carlos's Frontier when we were doing the test run.
Yeah.
Kind of down in that area, maybe not quite as far down as where we started, but down in that high desert, like where there's all those Joshua trees and things like that.
Yeah.
Down there. So from there, I mean, shoot back up to Big Bear, or if you want to head out towards Hesperia and Victorville and hit the freeway and go home.
If you want to put your life in your hands and take the time to air up, because let's think about this, guys. You're about to run through Thunderdome or the second incarnation of Thunderdome, whatever Hesperia is. It's very dangerous. Are you going to stop and air down so that you can get a little more, have a little more high end speed, or just screw it? It's dangerous. I don't want to stop around here and try and get out of there with low air, low pressure. Because some of those roads are actually paved, and you benefit from having fully aired tires.
They were paved in 1966.
Yeah,
They have
that's-
not been touched since by a construction crew.
Or you don't have to do that. You can turn around, head back up to the mountains where you're safe with Corey and Casey. You know the mountain men to
Yeah.
protect you.
Isn't that
So-
sad?
somehow the sun
state
is
of our
not
world.
touching the earth up there.
The state of our world is Casey and Corey are the safe place. Like that's how bad
Yeah.
things have become.
Look, no, I felt like I was chaperoned, with those two this weekend. Like, and I feel good. Even when those bikers, I got a little scared. I'm like, hey guys, I'm having a little Thunderdome situation up here. It was getting kind of scary, but I was like,
We got on the race. Hey, this isn't good up here, guys. We got to get moving.
yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Anxiety attack.
I have some local mountain men up here. They have beards, so they were wearing flannels and stuff. I'll be fine.
It was. Yeah, I can see Matt being like, go talk
Help.
to the guy with the flannel. Go talk. I don't know. Go talk to the guy with the
Flannel that way. Beards.
Well, if we're gonna end up in Hesperia, then I'm just gonna come home. Like I
That's what I figure most people will do.
yeah
Because I'm thinking we're going to be like 4 or 5 hours on the trail.
Woo! Really? That long? Is it that long?
with stops and lunch and depending how many people, it looks like Betty White
And
17 is gonna come
guiding people through things and stuff, and figure stop for lunch. And I don't know. I'm planning on it so that way when it's like we hit the 2 hour mark and we're only halfway, I don't
Yeah.
go, well, what the fuck? I was planning on being back into town by
No,
now.
yeah, when you do something like this, you just got to plan for the day. It's going to take
Yeah.
as long as it takes. If we want to stop
Yeah.
and have lunch, if the kids need to get out, whatever,
Yeah.
If you want to just drop off the kids and try and get away from them.
All right, so we're gonna meet up in Big Bear at 9:30 at Bear Valley Overland, and Bear Valley Overland is on Big Bear Boulevard, next door to McDonald's, and it is at
41390.
41390 Big Bear Boulevard, Big Bear Lake, California 92315, and so
If you're listening to this, or if you're in a live chat right now and you plan on going, go to our Instagram, Bear Valley Overland on Instagram, and send us slide into our DMs and tell us you're going and what you're driving.
That's permission right there. He just asked for it. So
Yeah.
at least
Slide
you
right in.
Yeah.
So, and there's a McDonald's across the street if you need breakfast.
Not even across the street. It's not even dangerous to get there. It's
Yeah,
next
you
door.
literally-
It's on the
you
same
can-
side of the road. You don't have
can
to jaywalk or
Yeah,
nothing.
you can park at Bear Valley Overland and walk to it.
You can park at McDonald's if you want. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are both in, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
I'm for sure in.
Corey text Jose and Carlos, and
Who?
neither one of them got back.
Corey texted who?
Jose and Carlos,
And
and
neither
neither
one
one
of
of them got. Yeah.
They both have one of them has COVID, one of them has a migraine. I wonder if Carlos gave Jose the migraine because of the COVID.
It's not if, it's how. How did Carlos?
How did he administer that migraine?
Was it injected? Potentially.
Can you guys imagine both of those guys stuck in that one room
Oh no, that'd be.
fighting over socks?
You mean in the space room,
Letty!
like on the satellite?
Letty, I need some meatloaf.
Oh, poor Letty.
And more
some
socks.
Poor Letty.
Is he not
That's who I
watching?
feel
He's
bad
not even.
for.
He's not in the
He's
chat
not even
room.
paying
is he?
attention. No. Yeah, I am in. I am in for sure.
Okay. 33s, I would say minimum. Skid plates are definitely beneficial. Sliders,
Newly installed rock sliders? Yeah.
yes, newly
Nice.
installed rock sliders.
What do you think? You were able to lay eyes on my fabrication abilities. You think those rock sliders will make it on? I don't know. I don't know about John Bull, but Gold Mountain or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think you're good. If you want to add some more gusseting, I think that's something both of us could use on our.
Gusseting
Both
at
of our
the
sliders?
frame, the attachment.
Yeah.
to the
I
frame.
need some gusseting at most of
Yeah.
the joints in my body.
Oh God.
But no, it makes me want to redo mine. I like that kick out in the back.
Yeah.
I
That's
really like it.
again. That was inspired by my buddy that had those fake side pipes on his Zebra back in the day. It just tucked up into the wheel well behind the front tire. And then I was like, dude, that's so awesome. And I taped some 3-inch KD to the side of my Mustang.
Yeah.
With a little elbow kicking out right in front of the rear tire. So yeah, now
that's a real vulnerable. Not vulnerable, but like it's not like we have plastic fenders where if we whack it, it's just gonna fly off, or we can get a new one. That's like molded into our entire panel. Where if you dent that, it's just dented. Like you need body work now, you know. So, I liked the girth of the rail.
Yeah,
I tried to keep mine like smaller, and I was thinking lighter, but now I wish I had done it with some larger tubing.
Yeah, nobody's doing that these days. It's all about girthiness and angles.
Hey, your buddy's back, Cody.
And gusseting.
Your buddy's back in the chat room.
Yeah, I'm just reporting it right now. My only
is that Carlos?
It could be.
That has to be Carlos.
Bitch, Carlos.
It's what's crazy is, and I'm sure this is going on with everybody's stuff, but we post something on Instagram, and immediately when it posts, there's 6 comments on the post, and it's all spam. Posted on such and such page. Promoted on this. Right? So it's like, okay, I know this is coming. I'll post something on Instagram, and then I sit and wait, and then go back in and delete, clean up, delete, block, and I'm trying to block all the spam. It's just gotten bad. It's out of hand to where it just it's horrible.
Hey John, how come that was my buddy is back? Could have been Jose's buddy or Carlos's buddy. Could have been anybody else's buddy in the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm going to take that let's discuss. Somebody's like hacked into our chat room is posting like, are there links and stuff to whatever it is?
They didn't even have to hack into it.
Yeah, no, they just jump on and they've got a bot that sees live feeds and just starts posting.
So I'm gonna take that as a compliment. I'm gonna say, look, guys, we finally made it where bots are like intruding on our.
Us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a sales point. Like when we're trying to look for new sponsors. Like, hey, Yokohama, we've had like bot attacks like the last 3 or 4 episodes, so we're that popular.
We're getting botted up.
We're all botted up. What kind of bots? You'll have to tune in live to see.
I don't know, but there might be naked ladies.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I don't want to
in
click
HD,
on that.
according to this guy.
In HD, 4K. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's not 4K. I don't want to misrepresent this fucking dickhead that keeps posting shit in our chat room. That's funny.
So Betty White 17, he's got 14,000 followers on his Instagram. I'm sure he gets way more spam than we do. But it's gotten to the point where it's a shit show. Like that kind of I think Instagram needs to do a better job of cleaning that shit up and making it so trying to create content and communicate with people is getting harder and harder with that shit. So anyways,
we'll finally have another Ranger on a trail run with us, Cody.
What do you mean?
Corey's sister has a Ranger, a Tremor.
Oh, nice.
And she'll be here in the next day or two. We're gonna put a lift and tires and sliders and skids and all that shit on it before the trail.
Okay.
It's all dudes. It's all naked dudes.
He clicked on it. He clicked on it.
Did you click on it?
No, it's just in the chat room.
No, Betty White wants.
But you know what?
It's all dudes. There's no
You know what?
ladies.
This is the computer that I would use to do it.
That's
though.
why I'm
I'll
asking.
tell you that.
That's why I'm asking. Don't click on it. You're at my house.
I told you you're gonna need a lot of heat to burn this computer up. Can you imagine what my algorithms would be if I clicked on that shit? Only one way to find out.
Although Matt was sharing with me some of his algorithms before the show, before we went live on some of the show. And
Pretty good algorithms, right?
he's curated a very specific set of algorithms. His algorithmic method is quite appealing.
It's like I imagine like some days Presley comes in here. You stay away from Uncle Matt's computer.
Why is it
Uncle
sticky?
Carlos's computer.
Don't touch Uncle Matt's computer. Use the other one. I think at this point you could sell your algorithms. You should
It's very refined.
You should be like, look, guys. If you like,
Take it a few years.
if you like,
Get where I've gotten now.
if you really appreciate the weather in South American countries, you need to log in using this account name.
I've curated a fine link, or my algorithms have been curated very
In
specifically.
6 months, we're going to hear about Matt's book signing. It's going to be him with his books. The key to algorithms.
He could rent out. You could rent out your Instagram your Google login
My YouTube?
for a half hour
Yeah.
at a time, and just change the password every half hour.
Oh,
So
shit.
you can be like, log in onto the Matt account for a half hour to consume as much of your algorithm as possible, and then you have to.
You know what?
you have
My
to re-up.
algorithm's so good, you probably only need 5 minutes. Let's be honest. Woo! We just went from like our chat room being attacked and hacked to even outdoing it, like with algorithm talk.
Look, I'm just saying, if you like if you like South American weather and acrobatic bicycle riders, we have a place for you. There's a place for you on our team.
Just 1995 for 5 minutes.
Oh man!
Courtesy of Matt's algorithms.
That should be the episode name of the episode. Algorithmic Matt.
All right.
And no, Real Rigs, I have not moved on from Weather Ladies. They're just it's a more specific.
No, he's getting deeper
Yes,
into Weather
exactly,
Ladies.
Exactly.
No pun intended.
Like I know the stations they're on.
He's actually started to learn Spanish.
Oh, God.
If you ask Matt what the weather's going to be like today, he says, "Cómo se dice? Está muy."
Yes.
Full Hispanic full Hispanic lessons from Matt's algorithms.
You know, what did you say? How much did you say, Casey? $15 for 5 minutes? I'll boost it. $15 for 10.
1995.
1995. 1995, you get 20 minutes. Let's screw it. Deal of the day.
You got to get those minutes in bulk.
Yes.
What about for like a month subscription?
To just pay off my mortgage, I
They have
guess. I don't know.
Access to any future algorithmic changes.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you can help me influence those algorithms.
So Real Rigs, real quick, Real Rigs, pretty done with the Outback, honestly. It can barely make it to trails lately. So is that you're done with the Outback as a platform to drive in, or because you just haven't been out to do trails, Real Rigs? I'm curious. So while he's answering that, I found an article. There's a company called Ball and Buck, and I googled it so you can be sure that it's safe. It's like it's an outdoor like clothing and hunting platform and stuff. They've partnered with Jeep and have created their it's the Ball and Buck version of a CJ8 Scrambler. So you can get a fully resto modded CJ8 Scrambler for like $85,000, or I'm not taking it back. It was $110,000 to get a CJ8 Scrambler, which the idea of
Don't
owning
they serve those at Denny's like it's
Yes.
the Scrambler?
only on the senior menu. The Scrambler was one of my favorite Jeeps ever, but
One of my favorite breakfasts.
I don't see me spending
Breakfasts.
$110,000 for it.
No, you buy a TRX
Yeah. It's
or a Rivian.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. If you get the V, that comes with the 4.2 liter inline six. If you get the V8, 5.3 liter V8, it's 145,000, and or you can get the Cummins diesel for 145,000. I don't know, dude. That just it seems crazy.
There was a Jeepster Commando out there with us on that run.
Oh, really? How was it?
Coilovers, 40s, green. I think I have some pictures. I think Zen took some video too.
Yeah. Well, so talking about that, the Scrambler for $145,000, I would rather go buy because this Scrambler still has leaf spring suspension, and it's basically a rebuilt version of the 1986 truck. I would rather go buy one that's a beat to hell, spend $100,000, and put coilovers and 40s on it. I don't know.
You could buy a race car for that much.
I know.
Probably less.
Probably. So Real Rigs is saying he's done with the Outback as a platform. I can barely make it up modest obstacles lately with mostly unmodified Subarus make it through 180,000 miles on.
I thought we were asking about the steakhouse, but okay. It's good to know talking about the Subaru.
Yes, the Subaru. I can barely make it up modest obstacle lately that mostly unmodified Subarus make it through 180,000 miles on the CVT is a major limitation. Yep. It's taken me quite a few places over my 4 years with it, but getting to be time to move up. Yeah, I would imagine that's I don't know much about that CVT transmission, but I would think it wears over time, and then that's
they're a bitch to work on.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody in the market for a Frontier.
That sounds like you're in the market for a Frontier. Mark's trying to talk him into a blue oval. Yeah, and I agree, John. At 145,000, I'd build a monster myself with that kind of money. It's crazy. Shit, for 140, you can buy the Gladiator, which is essentially the replacement of the Scrambler, for half that price.
Yeah, it'll have like air conditioning and a CD player.
Yeah, for sure.
And a CD player. CD player. It's funny.
There's another article here that says, is the 2021 Jeep Gladiator really a worse truck than the 2021 Honda Ridgeline? I'm going to say yeah. I haven't read the article. I'm going to say yeah.
I'll tell you what, there was a Honda Ridgeline at that event this last weekend.
Yeah, how did it do?
I did not see it on any trails, but it definitely showed up to the event.
Okay. Yeah, I would still love to see one wheel.
Sure, but looking at just the vehicle, the way it's designed, like the wheel wells are super tight. There's no way you're putting bigger wheels on it. So it's regardless of how much you hear, all I hear is great things about like the drivetrain, and it's Honda's to me, maybe I'm just old, but Hondas were as solid and dependable as any Toyota. When you're talking about cars, sedans, and what have you. So are they capable of building a solid quality truck? Yeah, I'd say they are. I mean, maybe they're not proven, but how are you going to prove it if all you can do is stuff 31s, or, you can't get anything underneath that truck? And so, at least from our point of view, it's just not going to, we're not going to see it doing the things that we're used to seeing trucks do. So it's like Jose was saying last week, like, oh, it's still like a home DIY type of vehicle. It'll tow things as good as our trucks will, or better. Okay, sure. But we're never going to see it on the road if they keep, those wells are so tight to the wheels. There's no, you have those major clearance issues. You're not allowed to be an American. They're telling you, look here, American. I know what you like doing. You like putting big wheels on stuff and trying to kick the shit out of our shit that we've seen. We're not going to let you do it. We're not going to. And that's how I take it. Like, all right, Honda, you don't want the real challenge. So you're unless you get super crazy, with a Sawzall. I don't know what.
That's what I was just going to ask. Like with the unibody, are you
right?
I mean, it seems like how much you could trim.
Well, people trim the shit out of Cherokees and XJs and shit.
But an XJ is a $500,000 shit box that you cut and weld back together. You know what I mean? Like, and the body,
It's a shit.
the body line of the. I love the Cherokee.
Here's
I'm
the-
not saying it like
it's
But I know,
funny because
it's just a
first
shit box,
in
everybody
the beginning
knows.
of the sentence, you made it sound like it was this really expensive vehicle by saying it was the $500,000, and then you immediately went to shit
Oh,
box.
I meant $5,000. It's a $5,000 shit box. But I mean, like, you know, and the lines of the Cherokee are very different. Where you could trim 4 inches all the way around the wheel well, pinch it together, and weld it. No one would know the difference. You know what I mean? I don't know that you can do that on a Ridgeline.
There's only one way to find out.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, real rigs. Look, since you're already in the market for a vehicle, Honda Ridgeline. You get the Honda
Do it.
Ridgeline, chop that shit up, and let's see what happens.
Please let be the tip of the spear. Be your own spear.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be a
A
shirt.
rattling.
That needs to be a shirt. Be your own spear.
Be
your
your
own
own
tip.
spear.
Be your own tip.
Start your own tripod. Be your own tripod.
If I could be my own tripod, I'd be on a very different show. I'd be on the Naked Dash HD XYZ cheapest one time 18 plus dates show.
Aspire to tripod status. Let's just get out there and get it going.
I wish I could be a tripod.
Since that conversation we had about the Santa Cruz and the Maverick, I've seen 3 Santa Cruzes driving through town.
Oh, really?
There's just a little too pointy in the front.
Yeah, I prefer the
And there's
what's
unnecessary edges in the body.
unnecessary edges.
These are very
Like if they made like
specific
sharp
critiques.
corners. I say that like I can afford one. Like I would buy it, but there's too many unnecessary edges.
Yeah, exactly. I would get the Maverick, I think, over
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
Of course, the two of you guys that get the Maverick, ooh, it's so fucking great, or whatever. Give me a break. Ford can come out with like just some diabolically stupid looking vehicle that they slapped an FX4 tag on the side of it, like, oh, look at you, it's FX4, fucking. And
Dude, that's bullshit.
You guys would just.
You know that's bullshit.
Oh, I don't know. It's Ford. It's like contagious. Ford's like COVID these days.
And you
Like,
caught
it's-
it.
Fuck.
You did.
Damn
And
it.
you fucking
I
caught it?
fucking- It's not worth it.
all right.
It's not worth it.
Hey,
See,
Matt,
that
we
was-
Just because
eradicated
Jose's
Ford
not
from-
here doesn't
from
mean
my
you have to fucking hit me with that Ford bullshit. You know what? I'm gonna tell Monty I'm gonna start driving it. I'm gonna drive the shit out of it just so I can talk shit.
Do it.
No, I don't want to drive it. It's a Ford, for Christ's sake. What a regretful purchase. I don't know. Even though I have no complaints about it thus far. We drove it. Went to the aquarium, and last Thursday, I took a couple days off, and I'm doing I jumped on the freeway, just woo, and you don't even notice it shift. It's just like, God, what? All these fucking assholes. The highway's wide open. Why are you guys driving so slow? I'm doing 90 plus. Like, holy fuck.
Well, that 10-speed transmission is so smooth.
Yeah,
it
just-
just you're like you said. It's not like
Don't make me be positive.
I'm
about
just
my
saying. Like
fucking car.
from my
Don't make me be
experience,
positive about my
you
fucking
don't-
Ford.
Don't make me like you.
You don't have to agree with me. I'm saying the 10-speed manual. You don't. It's not like the
Automatic.
2-speed. I'm sorry, the 10-speed automatic. It's not like the 2-speed Tacoma where it's like
Oh,
first
Jesus.
gear, ta-dung, second gear
With the clunk.
yes, like a
And a
clunk and
shimmy,
a
like-
lurch,
Clunk.
and almost like a
There's 30.
squeal. It's almost like I'm in second gear now. Like you don't know it's happening.
Could you imagine how tiring a 10-speed manual would be? Imagine if you had to go through all 10 gears with a stick shift like that.
Isn't that how like big rigs are? Tim in the
Yeah, but can you imagine having to do that in a Ford Explorer?
no.
Just that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have bought that.
I'd
I'd have been like, this is some bullshit.
I have to shift it how many times to get it to get the freeway speed?
What's this third pedal down here? This is some bullshit.
I'm in I'm in fourth gear, and I'm only doing 7 miles an hour now at this point.
I do not understand people that still go out and get manuals.
No,
Why?
no, I don't.
There's no need for it.
There isn't, but the thought of having like an older Camaro with a 4-speed where you can just drop the clutch and you're just banging gears, like just spinning wheels, like whenever you want.
Okay,
That sounds fun.
I would say there's applications for it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
in
not
off-roading,
everyday
though.
driving. I don't want to
in-
sit in traffic with an manual, obviously.
everyday driving or especially off-roading.
Yeah,
I don't-
well,
I
I
you're
don't know
gonna- you're
about
gonna-
off-roading.
You're
Maybe
going to
it'd be
start a
good.
war, dude, because there's a lot of people that still feel
Yeah.
very strongly that a manual is the best tool for off-roading.
I can see that, and I'd like to try it. Like I don't. It's the same thing on a dirt bike, right? I like being able to feather a clutch and throttle, over difficult
You use
obstacles. Feather that clutch, and then you can also grab that clutch when you're going downhill, and then you can downshift, let the engine brake,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
The only manual off-road vehicle I owned was 2 CJ7s, and I won't count those in the experience because they were old ass 4.2 liter carbureted engines, and they stalled all the fucking time. And if you stalled on an incline, guess what? You were rolling all the way back down to the bottom to be able to start it again because the carburetor wouldn't allow it to start. So
Hey, just really quick in the chat room, Real Riggs was like, hopefully you bought a white one when I was hauling ass in the Explorer. Hopefully you bought a white one with black wheels for those speeds. I did. And then somebody I know in the chat room got me, not an Explorer, what's the Interceptor tags for the side. So, it's pretty stealthy at this point. He who will not be named got me those tags.
Yeah, Tim.
I don't know where you got them.
Tim, my TJ was an automatic. Yes. So after the CJ7s that were manual, and a CJ7 clutch is no joke. And I had all kinds of.
It's just a big heavy. clutch.
It is, and
You had to stand on it.
I had knee surgery at 13, and like driving that thing in traffic, and like by the time I got home from someplace, my knee was killing me. I'm like, this is dumb. So I switched back.
Was it dumb sauce?
It was stupid sauce. It was silly sauce. So I haven't had a manual transmission since, and I have no desire for one.
God, I can't remember
Yeah, it's just
the last
too much
manual
work.
I had. Shit, man.
When
was the
I had
last manual transmission I had?
I had to drive when we went to London and rented a car.
But on the other side.
Yes.
So you're shifting
Yes.
with your
Yes,
left
yes,
hand.
yes.
Ooh,
So
man.
I would have looked at it and went, guess what? We're walking.
I was driving. It was
no.
like a little Vauxhall, like subcompact manual with the on the right hand side, shifter on the left, clutch is still in the same spot, and
Ooh,
on the right side of the road. It took me 20 minutes just to figure. Like I was like, I didn't tell Tammy this, but we pulled out of the rental parking lot, and I said in my head, I'm going to die. Like this is horrible. I shouldn't be doing this. This is a stupid decision.
You get the insurance just to cover the transmission.
Yes.
yeah, for a new pressure
You're like,
plate
oh,
and a
Hey,
clutch.
this
Yeah.
transmission is going to be shot when I get it back.
She was like, can you do this? Yeah. Sure. I'm good. Oh, fuck no, I can't do this. But we made it. We drove all over the place in that thing. It was so much fun.
How long did it take you to get used to it? Like where you're
A while
thinking about it.
No, I didn't stop.
Never
think- yeah,
achieved that.
I don't think I
Wow.
stopped thinking.
Are the gears reversed or are they still like
No, it was
first?
still
so,
first,
so you're
pattern
starting,
still
you're
the same.
third, fourth. Yeah,
so you're starting away from you
Yes.
and working towards you.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think the craziest thing,
I think.
the craziest thing I ever
Well,
drove,
you drove it.
was an old Ford F100 truck that my dad had or whatever back in the day. It had 3 on the tree. So it was, on the column, like first, second down, and then shift away from you for third. And then reversed was where naturally you would think like in an H pattern.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
That had a super heavy clutch too. Like, and I was 16 or 17 at the time. Like, I had to stand and grab the wheel, like, and push down, for leverage to get that thing to disconnect or disengage.
My cousin in high school, my cousin had a Ford that had that shift on the tree thing, and the ignition, the key was in the dashboard, and it was old, and while you're driving, you could literally reach over, turn it off, and we would turn it off and throw the keys out the window.
Oh, man.
Car or come to a stop, and he'd have to get out and run over and grab the keys.
Those were the days.
That kind of shit. Oh, that was fun, dude.
I remember a teacher in high school had an old Dart with like push button shifting, like Push-O-Matic or whatever.
What?
Yeah,
I've
so
never seen that.
it was on the dash, so it had like the same thing. Instead of like pulling a lever or something on the column, you would just push drive.
like
or if you wanted
like
to
an
downshift, you go
8-track tape
1-2.
player.
Yeah, it was.
What?
Yeah, look at Push-O-Matic. I think it was a Dodge Dart with Push-O-Matic, I think.
They just added Omatic to like
Yes, they
everything.
did.
back then, right?
Exactly.
Toast-O-Matic.
Wheel-O-Matic.
Algorithm-O-Matic. Oh, wow. Check that out.
Put it on the big screen.
Okay, here.
This TV comes with a remote-O-Matic.
And then I remember exactly. And then I remember my buddy Zach had a 58 Buick Skylark, or it wasn't a Skylark. Buick Deluxe. Either way, that thing had like a Dynaflow trans, and it never shifted. You never noticed it shift. It must have had something in the like torque converter, or I don't know, but it just like I was just saying about the front,
Like a CVT. So it was probably the initial version of a CVT.
He owned that thing for like 4 or 5 years and had the transmission rebuilt like twice. So it was either, again, like CVT, like kind of a flawed design, especially for the time. But it was, again, like it was a deluxe vehicle. It was a high end. That was a selling point, is like this thing that it never shifts, but yeah, well, it also burns through all its components in order to achieve it.
It was, yeah. It looks like it says it was from 47 to 63.
The Push-O-Matic
No,
or
the
the Dynaflow? Yeah, it was a 58 Buick Special.
Okay.
Buick Special. Really cool. It had, Buicks at the time, they had the little portholes on the fenders.
Yeah.
That was the Buick, like, because it was all GM, you had the Pontiac was almost identical, as far as the shape, but maybe different headlight bezels or something.
Mm-hmm.
All those GMs, Chevy, blah, blah, blah. But that thing was pretty trick. That was a pretty smooth ride he had for a while.
Interesting.
I had a 72 Dart, and at the time nobody gave a shit about 72 Darts. Like, I bought it for $800. It was sitting in a lot at my buddy's yard, like his parents' place in Paris, Riverside, Paris, with an E. And I bought that shit for $800.
Not to be confused with France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one did you have?
He was talking French earlier, remember?
Yeah. It was a 72. It was a Dart Swinger. So it had a 318 in it. But it did, those all look really, really cool because they're all done up. That's it. I just didn't have the scoop. I didn't have the hood scoop, but it was like Malibu windows. So if you rolled that rear window down, that whole, was
The
open.
back one did too.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what, dude, I missed that car. That's it right there. It was that color, like a pea green, except I had a white Landau top, like the vinyl top. But that's exactly how it looked. And at the time, nobody gave a shit about that car. Everybody was into Camaros, Mustangs, pony cars.
Yeah.
But this was, other than the
Why are they called pony cars?
I think it was like series of races or something, like AMA or.
Oh, really?
This was not a pony car.
Did I
The
stump you?
Mopar version of a pony car was either a Challenger or the
Shark.
Cuda.
Oh,
Cuda.
yeah.
This is a B body, like that. That was like like the Ford Falcon would be
Yes.
the comp. It's like light, a
So,
small car. So if you
according-
got a V8 and a Dart, that was pretty good because most of them came with the Slant 6, 265 or whatever.
So a pony car is an American car classification for affordable, compact, highly styled coupes or convertibles with a sporty or performance-oriented image. Common characteristics include rear-wheel drive, a long hood, a short deck lid, a wide range of options to individualize each car, and use of mass-produced parts shared with other models. The popularity of the pony car largely due to the launch of the Ford Mustang in 1964. Mustang, Camaro, Challenger. They
So-
talked about. Go ahead.
No, I think about that Dart all the time because I didn't total it. I spun it on the way to work. I worked downtown for LAUSD, just in the trucking department. My buddy's dad got me a job there. And I was driving a 72 Dart to LA every day. You know, it's 40, 50 miles, which it did fine. But I'd had a plan. I'd obtained a drivetrain, a 440 with a 440 big block with a 727 trans and the 8 3/4 inch rear end. I was gonna stuff that into that Dart, and then it was gonna be like the ultimate sleeper. Yeah, and look at them now. Look at you can't buy them for shit. I bought one just out of high school for $800. Now you can't find the biggest piece of shit around is $5K, at least $5K, and that's like
This one's
not
24.
Right. That one's pretty clean. Like,
Yeah.
but that's point being. Somehow in my younger days, in my 20s, I was able to buy like a 70 Mustang. I used to own a Mustang that I loved. That Mustang was cool, and I had this Dart, and now I can't afford shit. Like if I wanted one of those cars now, I can't even imagine. I'd have to save. Like I can't afford one of those now, and I let that Dart go for nothing. I'd spun it on the freeway and hit an overpass. It was raining, whatever. I was young and dumb. And I still, I ended up blowing the heads trying to drive it home because I didn't realize I'd punctured the radiator in the accident. I didn't hit anybody, but either way, I blew the motor, the 318, went back through it, and then kind of limped it along, even though the front end was smushed in a little bit. And it was like, you know what? I'm just going to let the drivetrain go that my dad helped me get.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a 440 out of a New Yorker. So it wasn't like a high performance big block, but either way, it would have been fun. And then the Dart was having problems, and was like, I'm tired of working on it every week. Do you remember those days when you were in your young, in your 20s?
Yep.
And this was your everyday driver, but something always went wrong.
Yep.
Either the alternator went bad, or a starter, or the carburetor needed work. It was just a constant effort to keep it going. And I just got tired of it, and I just let it go. I let Pick Apart come and get it for like $45.
What?
And now it's like, man.
Oh fuck!
What a horrible. That's one of my biggest regrets.
Yeah.
It's not at least just. Fuck it.
Hey,
just let
no
it go sit at my
regrets.
uncle's. Yeah, let it go. My uncle still lives in the same place. I could have just said, "Hey, Uncle Mark, can you just have this sit in your yard until I realize that I miss it, and I can go put some money into it."
So back in my 20s when I had my first CJ7, I had literally had the Haynes manual, right? And it was flipping through even on my spare time, or the Chiltons.
Chilton.
And it was constantly like, okay, it's making this hissing noise, then I got to figure out why that is, what's going on, and it was a constant battle of trying to keep it going, but at the same time it was like also learning, you know what I mean? Like also like I'm able to learn stuff about working on vehicles that I wouldn't have, you know what I mean? That I wouldn't have been able to do had I not. Sorry, I'm distracted because our buddy is back in the chat room.
He's very active. I'll give this guy. He's up there with like Tim and Rob, and as far as activity in the chat room, I'll give this
Matt, ask him if they have
Weather-
access to any weather channels. or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Hey, I don't want to announce this person, but do you have good weather women algorithms? Is there access? Maybe we can combine forces. And yeah. I mean, do you have a chat room that I can go to? I would like to post on your chat room.
Do you guys have your own weather station?
You know what? Like, I don't get it. What is there a link if I click on this? What's going on here? It's just like,
I don't know.
Is it Carlos?
I don't know. And I don't know how to, like, I'm putting the user on timeout and I'm reporting.
I mean,
the user.
it's quite suspicious that Jose and Carlos both were like, I can't make it. I have a headache. That's it. It's a headache. And then now, the first time ever, we're getting this.
Yeah. Hey, Naked HD
very
XYZ.
suspicious.
Can you at least leave like a thumbs up or something at least on our channel?
Yeah, leave a review.
Can you
And
put
we'll
a
send,
review?
and then we'll send you a T-shirt.
Yeah, so there's a talking about this bot that's it's a dangerous bot. So clearly this is not the first time that this bot has found its way onto people's page.
Look!
What terrible life to be the person that has to do that. Like,
yeah.
So I just, dude, I'm figuring things out. You can click on his like comment and then report, right?
Yeah.
Unwanted commercial content or spam.
Yeah.
Pornography.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I've done that every time.
No, I know. I didn't know you could do this. I'm going to report him as child abuse because
Ooh, yeah.
I'm very, immature and I feel abused. So let's see if that works. Thanks. We received your report. If you find this,
and we will do absolutely nothing about it.
Yeah. Well, I did it this time, so it'll probably stop now.
Okay. Yeah, I just did it again. Yeah, it's nutballs that you got to go through that.
Be careful on what you're saying here, because people are blocking each other left and right now, and you're throwing around nutballs like it's there's no tomorrow. You know?
Dude, like like sweaty balls from like Christmas, the popcorn and nut balls,
chocolate salty balls.
Yeah, chocolate salty balls. Those ones too.
First of all,
Betty White
who
says,
are the people that are sitting at home looking for chat rooms to get into to post that?
That's the thing.
And then who are the people that are like, oh my god, I bet you that's a real thing. And clicking it and like following who are those people?
They're not sitting there waiting. They've literally written code that goes out and finds live feeds and then enters the chat room and just spams the same message.
Okay, then who are the people in the chat room that go, ooh, that sounds interesting, and then clicks on it because they think it's a legit thing?
That's it's the same person that gets the phone call that's like, this is a message from the IRS about your account.
Oh yeah,
this is the cops.
Yeah.
That's the best.
That's what he said. I don't have an account with the IRS.
We have the one that I get is we have suspicious activity on your iPhone. I don't have an iPhone, asshole.
You know what? It's probably linked to me because I've been getting a shit ton of calls about how dangerous it is to drive without this exclusive coverage on my fucking vehicle.
Yeah.
They found me, and that's why they're here.
Every time I get a call like that, like as soon as I hang up, I go in and I block it, and it's like it's significantly reduced the amount that I get by doing that because they can't call back. Like it blocks that phone number, and they'd have to call back from a different phone number.
I have just a suspicion that this person might be calling and leaving a voicemail message this upcoming week, potentially.
The spammer?
The bot. It'd be great if he did.
Oh, that would be so badass. I would absolutely love that.
Especially if he did it in a bot voice.
Well, yeah, you have to. He's clearly a bot, so he's probably a good dancer. Like the robot dance. No, fuck.
That was stupid.
Sorry.
That was dumb.
I tried to do it quietly, but I had to say it.
You said it out
I
loud.
still-
You shouldn't have
I
let it
had
out of
to.
your mouth.
I had to.
I don't. I mean, it's. I don't want to get started on that shit. It's stupid.
No,
It's stupid.
you don't.
I don't.
Let's finish the episode strong. Go
No.
ahead and do it.
No. It's that person's probably a Costco gas buyer.
See how it goes.
Oh, jeez.
That's, I was wondering what direction you were going to go with it.
So this weekend, Saturday, day trip at BVO at Bear Valley Overland at 9:30 a.m. I'm going for sure. I doubt I'll be spending the night. I think originally, Casey, when you and I talked about it, there was a conversation about camping, but I didn't. I mean, if we're ending at Hesperia, to turn around and go all the way back up doesn't make any sense for me.
You're not camping in Hesperia. There's
No.
no effing way.
No.
Unless there's like you're hunting down a fugitive or something. I don't know. Hesperia. Like, what do I wonder? Because we don't just have SoCal listeners. Because I think SoCal listeners probably find it funny, or whatever. But the
They're
rest of
sitting
the
there
country
going,
are like,
Fuck, this
Jesus.
Hesperia must
Where
be
the-
terrible.
where the fuck do these guys live? Like Hammett?
Yeah.
And Hesperia? Like,
on
Jesus. And Compton? Like,
on
triangulated.
on Tuesday nights, the Google search for Hemet and Hesperia goes up because people are like trying to
Like,
get street views.
And then they're like, oh, I get it.
I don't have the same disdain for
I didn't say disdain.
holy balls, guys. I found it. So, oh my goodness. Okay, Casey, are you seeing this? Are you on the live feed?
I am on the live feed, but nothing's up yet. There it is.
So
Oh, wow.
I think I have found.
Whoa.
So if you are missing the live feed, this is one of the
Oh, that is the shit.
one of the
Damn.
conversations we
That's
just
one
had.
manual I would drive.
Yes, I would drive the shit out of that manual. If you're not watching the live feed, you are missing out on the single greatest Mazda 1986 Mazda pickup I have
That's a Mazda?
Yes, I've ever seen in my life. And I think I need to buy it.
That might be one of the greatest pickups I've ever seen.
We need to buy
that.
that.
Looks like
Look
one
at
of those.
the intake.
Oh my goodness.
They even to the intake.
That likes when you go.
Is that what that was?
It looks like when you go to Dave and Buster's and there's like those video games where you're gonna drive like virtually. That's what you would sit in. Like it's got
Cruising
planes
USA.
Dude.
The one
That,
where you hit the gas pedal twice and it does a wheelie.
yes.
Cruising
That-
Right,
USA.
but you know when you sit down in the game, like it's like super
Okay,
overtly painted and
hold on.
graphics.
I think I found even better one.
Impossible.
This one, it's right up Matt's alley
It's
because
just got crisp. Oh, the mural.
it's got
Let's see
a
the
mural on the side of it, dude. Where's the look at that? It's a full-on
It's like
Aztec warrior on
That's
a
not Aztec, dude. That's like American Indian.
oh,
That's like an
oh.
Apache.
There you go,
on-
on a white horse in Moab, Utah.
That's Pale Rider, dude. That's that movie with Clint Eastwood, and he makes peace. You know, he's the pale face.
It's
Crazy Horse.
Crazy
Okay, yeah,
Horse.
there you
It's
go.
Crazy Horse on the. Oh my goodness. ClassicCars.com is my now new favorite shopping site. I'm gonna spend some time. The amount of random shit that I'm seeing on this page is amazing. There's some really cool stuff on here, but yeah, those two.
And no, you're right, Betty White. It is no dragon fighting a Silverado. That's the greatest thing. I'll still look at those pictures like since that was a couple months ago, and like that, it gives me hope. It's like, oh man, things like this still exist. You know, somebody's taking care of that vehicle. It makes me happy.
That it's got a good home and.
I'd buy it. You know, I know that person's not listening to this, but if he needs money, it's like that one time I'm sure I told this story about the kid. He was like a new plumber. We're out on the job site,
Yes.
and he had his like granddad's old tools, and he had this like it's not a crescent wrench. It's an adjustable wrench. Crescent is a specific name.
Your passion for this wrench, because this is probably the third time you've talked about
Okay,
this.
but the precision. This thing was made in like the 50s. It was made out of aluminum. It was so tight. And
probably
I grabbed that
vibranium.
wrench and I'm all, dude, he even had like his granddad's old tool case, like it was a leather case. Like, dude, who knows how much the tools were worth. And I remember telling him, don't you ever sell that tool. It's like my dart. Don't you ever sell that. You're going to regret it. But if you do, if 2 years from now, when you're 21 and you're looking for some beer money, here's my number. Please call me. I'll give you $100 for that wrench. Right? I'll give you $100 right now, and he wouldn't do it.
Well, yeah.
See, you fucked
beautiful
up. You
wrench.
should have just went, hey, man, I'll give you
Same
$100
thing.
for that wrench.
Yeah, you should.
Same thing for the Dragon mural on that Silverado. I'll give you $500 for the tailgate alone. I'll give you, but the rest of it, I'm gonna have to charge you to haul off the rest of the truck. I just want to superimpose the mural on my tailgate.
Dude, take the picture to a vinyl wrap shop, and they can create a wrap
Oh,
for you.
fuck.
They can digitally.
But I
print
have
it.
to superimpose my Frontier.
Yes, dude. Send me.
They
the
can
picture.
do that
I can do it.
easy.
I can do it. I'll put your Frontier fighting the dragon, and then we'll send it to a wrap shop. If anybody knows a wrap shop that'll do us, and then get it. You can put it on the back of your truck as a vinyl sticker.
Speaking of wrap shops, Matt, where the fuck's my Brahma Bull at?
I have it. It's on my nightstand actually, and
What's it doing
On your nightstand? Has it been on your nightstand for 8 months now?
Why is it so close to where you sleep?
Because every night he looks at it and goes, yeah, I'm going to put that in the truck.
well, let me tell you. First thing in the morning, you know what I see? Fucking kick-ass Brahma Bull. If that doesn't inspire you, but I do have those stickers. They, shit shows up at your house. You're like, oh, what am I going to do with this? I can't just let it lay around downstairs. The kids will next thing you know, it's on their skateboard.
Yes.
Whatever. So I have it now on my nightstand. I just saw it the other day, and I was thinking, how do I put this on that Ford Ranger where he doesn't see
don't.
it, and just like tuck it into the graphics
All
or
right,
something.
look,
You don't. I don't want
have
that
a-
shit.
Hey,
Can we all
hey,
represent
Cody,
the Brahma Bull this weekend at the run?
No.
Here's something.
You can
Maybe-
peel it off afterwards.
It might already be on the Ranger.
How
How about that?
How many did you get?
I think I got 4 of them, 3 or 4. So yeah, no, you it's cool too. It's like it's
Well,
kind
it's
of
a
like
Brahma Bull.
yeah, it's kind of like remember when the Broncos changed their logo to like the future looking Bronco, like a future Bronco, whatever the fuck that means. It looks like the future Brahma Bull.
So this
next
is a futuristic
evolution,
Brahma Bull.
yes.
It has a space helmet on.
It looks like yeah, exact. Space
Oh, a
helmet.
Brahma Bull with a space helmet. I wish you could get that one.
Give me time. I didn't know I was supposed to look for that, but
Next should be a Brahma Bull fighting a dragon.
no, you know what? I'll make sure tomorrow I'll put it in my truck so that way I can, make sure you get yours. And yeah, well,
You
shit,
don't, you don't need to make sure I get mine. Just so we're clear.
But bring it just in case.
Assholes. You guys are assholes.
It's probably already on your truck. You just haven't known it. God, I can't wait because I know now you're gonna walk around your truck looking for it. Worth it.
Well, if I can't see it, then it doesn't matter. Nobody else can see it. I just don't want it on my truck.
Mm-hmm.
What a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else? I'm like literally just scrolling through classic.
And you know what, Tim?
looking
You're
for
right.
vehicles.
Tim just commented it's on his nightstand because the only place his wife lets him keep things. That's true, dude. You know, it's sad. It's sad but true. You know how much Dodger like paraphernalia I have, like bitchin' Steve Garvey like bobbleheads and baseball cards and whatever. It's all just jammed up on my nightstand with a Duke Snyder autograph ball, you know, that I had personally signed, or Duke Snyder signed for me personally. Whatever. I have a bunch of stuff. I can't put it nowhere.
Yeah, you know it doesn't count when you sign Duke Schneider's name onto the ball.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No, I know. Trust me. I know my signature ain't worth shit. It's only worth obtaining Ford Explorers, apparently.
Barely.
Burn.
Barely.
Sick burn.
Barely. It's the only thing you're good at.
Sick burns?
Yes. Yeah, there's the old meme about how the only room in the house that belongs to the husband is the garage. But
It's true, and my garage is pretty awesome right now.
mine is not. Mine is a catastrophe.
Now I have the rock
Mine is
sliders out of the way.
non-existent.
I have my bitchin' toolbox. I'm starting to put stickers on it. I have Real Rigs on there. I have the lava box. If you guys want to put some stickers on my toolbox, I'm looking for 2-inch round stickers because I have like a hole that fits perfect on my drawers.
Tell me more about this 2-inch round hole that fits perfect.
Stickers do.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Matt mentioned something about stickers, and it reminded me of something.
Uh-oh.
What did you think of my? I don't want to say the name because it's not what the name is, but my fire contraption.
Oh yeah, worked great. Your fire contraption. So yeah, you've built your own
Fire contraption.
Yeah. No, it worked better than I thought, and it was actually pretty cold that night, so it was actually effective. If you get 2 full nights out of a
Fire contraption.
yeah, out of 1 tank, yeah, man, that's pretty great. I mean, you're saving a lot of space.
Not bad, huh?
No, and then I think you had mentioned having multiple fire contraptions in like a semicircle or something.
Yeah.
With our fire contraptions combined, we could form
Nope.
a fully fledged fire.
The ultimate fire contraption.
Yes.
Oh man. Speaking of fire contraptions combined, have you guys been paying attention? Have you guys been keeping up on The Boys?
Fire contraptions combined.
Have you guys been watching The Boys?
No.
Oh my God! You know what? Okay. 2 things. Now you cracked this door open. So for The Boys, that they were because this whole the Boys is a comic strip, I guess, or comic book series that it's already like who knows how many episodes or whatever ahead. Like the storyline's already known. And so when this episode was coming up this week, that Hero-gasm,
Yes.
and I had been hearing about it since last year, like, oh, I can't wait till they get to Hero-gasm and how crazy it's going to be. And I, again, just knowing the show, you're like, oh my God, I don't even know if I want to watch this. And it came out right on Friday. I was telling, there's a couple guys at work. I'm like, are you guys watching The Boys? No, I'm not watching that. Okay. I don't know whether to tell you to watch it or not, because it's pretty rough. And, oh, how rough is it? I'm all, dude, I told my boys, like, on Saturday, like, you guys go outside. You stay outside for 3 hours while Dad watches The Boys. You stay outside. And it's like, why? And I'm like, dude, that'd be the most embarrassing thing is to have them walk in while I'm watching that shit, you know. But anyhow, so this week the hype was everywhere. And I'll be honest, like, it was still super nutty as far as like what the content was. It was still more about the fight scene, you know, was the biggest, biggest thing. It wasn't so much the pornographic content. I mean, which was substantial.
It was substantial. And there was if you watch the first episode of this season, the very opening scene with the
yes.
Okay.
The guy that shrinks down.
Yes. That guy that
what did they call what was his name? It was like, it wasn't Adam, but it was like something like
I don't know, whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
it doesn't
But
matter.
he's in I don't know if you caught it. He was in
That
did you-
episode.
Did you see him when he
I did.
when he reemerged at the right size and
Yeah.
then bumped into MM?
And then MM got he was all skeeved about that. And then he got really skeeved.
Oh man,
That was rough.
it is yeah, it's a show, man. It's a show. It's something you got to have a certain personality and willingness.
Well, whatever. It's great. It's great. There's no it's just a no holds barred.
I was telling Tammy, it's like if the writers of Casey, stop breathing in the microphone.
Yeah, why are you all hot and heavy?
Yes,
It's like,
why- I feel like you're Darth Vader right now.
that was the next show I was going to go into.
Oh yeah. It feels like the writers from South Park got access to a comic book series and they went write a show for it, and that's what happened.
No, South Park doesn't go anywhere near this level of.
No, but if they were given the opportunity to, they would.
I don't think they. I don't think they have the. They can go as gruesome or vulgar, just whatever. This is last week. You kind of compared to like if Marvel writers. No, there's nobody that's into. This is not about comics, and it's not about
No.
whatever. It's about just being overtly over the top,
Yeah, out of control.
vulgar, out of control,
Out
whatever.
of control.
And then there's superheroes that just that is the tool that's used to take it to the utmost level of ridiculous, whatever. It's great. It's great. And then I wanted to make mention of Kenobi this week, which was, it was like they tried to recover the show essentially. Like it was that great, right? Like again, spoiler alert. Whoop, whoop. Obi-Wan comes around and finds his powers again, which is like fuck man, okay. And it was still cool, like he did that pose.
Yep.
And I saw that on that's the crazy thing about social media now is you kind of get clued into where they're tying things in or whatever. And so they reference he does this pose like he found his powers again or his confidence, and you're like, oh shit, it's on.
Yeah.
And it is on.
Yeah,
it's on
it
like
was-
Donkey Kong.
It was a great scene. I thought they did a great job.
that scene.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, again, it's like, all right, was it worth the whole series? I agree with you. It's just kind of a filler. Like filler. Who do you want to see? This is a lot like Marvel movies too. Sometimes.
Yes, we just watched Doctor Strange,
Yeah, I saw that too.
and I said the same thing. I said this is a setup movie. It was worth watching, but I feel like it was Thor 2. Like it was, you watched it and you went, okay, like what am I? All they did, it was a bridge to get you to the next series.
Yeah. Well, okay. So as far as a lot of Marvel movies or other superhero movies, like they don't really. It's not really about. Actually, I'll take it back. This is Star Wars. Fuck that. Marvel usually stays pretty consistent with a long-term storyline. So I take it back. It's Star Wars that does this.
Yeah.
What do you want to see? I want to see Kylo Ren fighting, whatever. And all right, let's just figure out how to make that work.
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
rest of the
yeah.
story doesn't fucking
We'll
matter.
build
It's just
something
like-
around it, yeah.
And it's like trash and garbage. And then you get to that point. That's what this series was. It was like, what do you want to see? Dude, I want to see Vader and Kenobi again. That's what I want to see. And at their top, whatever. And trash for like 4 or 5 episodes, like garbage. Who gives a shit? Oh, there's Leia, like, and these stupid aliens can't catch her. Like, God, it was like frustratingly dumb.
Yeah.
And then with Obi-Wan looking like a punk, and then he has his moment in the sun again, like his what's the term? I got it again. And he punks Vader again.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's like,
that was the one disappointing piece is that while that spoiler alert, if anybody's listening, while
I already spoiled it.
while that scene is going on with Vader and Kenobi, neither one of them die in that scene because
Again,
they show up in the hangar in
Sure.
you know what I mean?
10 years later
Yes,
or whatever.
yes.
That is 100% true. So it's still like, in my mind, I'm watching it and I'm like, is this still viable? Because I know Vader when they're in the Death Star and he's like, this is a feeling I haven't felt since. And I guess, you know, prior to this series, you're like, since they fought on that lava planet, you know, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's what he's referencing. Oh, that's kind of cool. And it's like, oh no, I guess he was referencing when he got his ass beat again.
Yeah.
At wherever the hell the fuck that is, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, it's still exact. It's 100%. I still, my first statement is 100% true. What do you want to see again in Star Wars? Oh, I want to see, you know, Vader or whatever. And they'll do another series with Luke. Like, what do you want to see? Well, I'd like to see Luke, you know, whatever the fuck that is. And then they'll write some dumbass story or whatever that they have to shoehorn because you can't just do Luke when he was dumb and he was isolated on that planet like Kenobi or whatever. Like, you want to see Luke when he was badass. And so they'll have to shoehorn some dumbass story that doesn't affect all the stuff, the canon or whatever.
Yeah.
That's where we are nowadays. And you know what? You want to know something? I'll fucking watch it.
Yeah, me too.
I'll fucking watch
Me
that
too.
shit.
And that's why they keep. That's how I feel like that's why they keep pumping these shows out because like people are gonna watch it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be good. Just throw in some cool effects, a
Yeah.
couple of like key moments. The rest of it could be
Well, and
absolute garbage.
It's
And
become
everyone will watch it.
It's become such a part of pop culture and reference that
Yeah.
it's like if you don't watch it, you're like, well, I got to watch this because somebody's going to talk about it and I need to know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm really happy
I don't give a
with
shit.
as far as Scarlet or the multitude of craziness or whatever the
Multiverse of Madness.
the Doctor Strange movie. I'm super happy that I waited for it to come out on Disney Plus. Not that it was, I don't want to say it was horrible. It was not good. I don't think it was good. And it was okay. I'll put it on. Like Sam Raimi was the director. Sam Raimi, he's the guy that did Evil Dead. I think he did the first two Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Those were good. But Sam Raimi has like especially like when he does like his horror, that tone, it's very, I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is Sam Raimi. Like the way things are zoomed or presented in a B level movie, horror movie. Like again, Evil Dead, like or Army of Darkness, like, and those are great movies. But those are B movies. Those are great B movies. Dude, you got to step up. This is a Marvel movie. You know, you're the summertime guy. This is the summertime hit for Marvel. And it was like, it just felt like actually not even that good a B movie.
I don't know that it is the summertime hit because Thor is like right around the corner.
Okay, yeah. Thor has to, you know, all it did was put extra weight on the Thor movie, which I think because that Taiki Waititi or whatever he's gonna bring it back home because Ragnarok's like probably my favorite.
Absolutely,
Ragnarok
one of the best.
Yeah, is brilliant.
The level, his ability to have the action and comedy at the same level throughout the entire movie was awesome. So there's
your weekly Marvel Star Wars synopsis.
Side tangent of movies that we are watching. All right, well, everybody please send Carlos some get well soon messages. We hope he feels better.
Maybe some Excedrin PMs.
Something.
What's the one for like menstrual?
The Midol.
Maybe you can send him some Midols.
Oh, damn, now I want to give out his address. Everybody send him, but I won't do that.
That's got to be the episode. Like Midol, something about Midol.
Send some virtual Midols to Jose at trailchasers.com.
The Midol algorithms is what the name of the show is. We will see for anybody that's going to go this Saturday. Let's plan on meeting up there at Bear Valley Overland at 9:30. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to us. One of us can let you know, but I'm gonna go for sure.
We got to bring some stickers.
Yeah, we have stickers now. We have new stickers. You have
And if,
No,
and
I
if you
kicked
are
out-
going,
I kicked out
let
like
us
50
know.
stickers this weekend.
I don't have any of the new stickers.
well, because you live up
So
there.
come up to Bear Valley, get some stickers. I'm 90% sure I'll be up there.
And also
Oh,
give Matt
snap.
some stickers to put on his toolbox.
Oh yeah, if you got again, I'm calling out very specific. I want 2-inch round stickers because that'll fit on my toolbox. Where they're visible. I mean, if you gave me like a big giant wrap of some sort, I'll put it on the backside. I'll put it on the backside where it'll fit. But yeah, sure, I'll take some stickers.
Okay. Well, we'll see everybody this weekend at Bear Valley Overland on Saturday, and we will be handing out. We have new stickers to hand out. and
Come
some-
up to Bear Valley Overland and get one of these stickers. I'm showing it on the camera, and I know it's a podcast, but whatever.
Betty White hit me up.
For the 20 people that are in the chat room, you got to see what they look like.
Betty White hit me up on DM on Instagram, and I'll send you an address. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.